From security to the energy sector. This time, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed to members of the House of Representatives to allow input of sub-national governments in the Electricity Bill 2022 to help unbundle the difficult issues surrounding generation, transmission and distribution of power in Nigeria. Well, Governor Sanwo-Olu made the appeal at the Lagos House in Ikeja during the handover ceremony to celebrate the completion of the Lagos State Integrated Source Plan, IRP, to bolster the overall energy security for residents, which was commissioned in partnership with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and Power Africa. Now, this is part of the Nigeria Power Sector Program, PANPSP.
Sustainable development goals and investment.
The administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is taking bold steps towards improving electricity supply in Lagos. The state government is partnering with the United States of America in the area of energy, and the governor formally receives the Lagos Integrated Resource Plan report funded by the United States Agency for International Development under the Power Africa, Nigeria's Power Sector Program initiative at the Lagos House, Alausa, Ikeja.
So we can actually have one. Yeah, please have one. Yeah, there we go.
The plan will provide sustainable energy to Lagosians and meet long-term electricity needs of the state over the next 20 years.
As you know, there's no gainsaying. Electricity is a core foundation for long-term sustainable economic growth in Lagos, which is a core function of the BOS themes agenda. That's the Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu themes agenda. Without electricity, we're not going to achieve the growth that we intend. From the advent of this administration, he has made it clear that electricity is a focus of his. And one of the ways we've identified towards achieving the electricity transformation of Lagos is to take Lagos State distribution away from the national grid. This IRP helps us document the infrastructure requirements and the gaps that exist. And it gives Lagos State a medium-term, a short-term, and a long-term strategy to achieving the power sector stability that we want. So this IRP handover ceremony is a milestone for us because it then sets us on the path to start to address the investment needs of the electricity sector in Lagos. So again, I want to thank you all for being present. I want to thank the USAID and the US government for their support so far for the electricity sector.
The United States Consul General in Lagos, William Stevens, in his address describes electricity as the basis of economic growth, trade and investment, and reaffirms the United States' readiness to help Lagos achieve sustainable energy.
As Lagos continues to develop as Africa's preeminent megacity, it's vital that infrastructure progresses with adequate resources to effectively manage this change. Lagos is predicted to have a 270% peak increase in electricity demand by 2040. This remarkable growth is something that is predicated the Integrated Resource Plan and looks to increase the overall energy security for Lagos State through targeted investments in generation, transmission, and distribution over the next 20 years. Electricity is the basis for economic growth, it's the basis for trade, it's the basis for investment. And everyone who knows me knows I talk about trade and investment incessantly, because I truly believe that the United States of America needs to be a partner with Nigeria as you are on the cusp of incredible growth. And this plan will power that growth. And I'm so proud to be a part of it and to be here together with you. It's so wonderful to see the great work of our U.S. government agencies like USAID, Power Africa, and our partners who are here to do this together. And you keep hearing me use the word partner because it really is a partnership. As we work together, we are finding solutions to the problems we all face. These are global problems, and we're working together to find African solutions to those global problems.
Governor Sanwo-Olu says Lagos is the first state to come up with the IRP initiative. He believes other states should take the challenge of proffering solutions to their peculiar power needs.
When we came in 3.5 years ago, it wasn't such a difficult decision to make, given what our own economic agenda is, to sit with USAID, at that time, and we said to them, if you truly, really want to help us, this is how we believe we can design the help, right? And Mr. Bajumo, who is an industry expert, and his team at that time came around and said that, you know what, let's start from the real brass. Let us actually do a deep dive to understand, before we begin to go shop for solution, what critically are the problems? What are the things that we need to have first before we begin to, to go out there to say that, well, these are the ways in which we want to solve it. And that's what we plan on. That's really what, the African Nigerian power sector program, which we used as an integrated resource, planned for. The integrated resource had been able to help us, and you can see from the presentation, deep dive further as into what are the issues, and how can we identify those issues with all of the stakeholders in the room, and how do we chart a course, to be able to solve that problem. And it's taken us in about 2 years or a bit more than that. COVID also slowed everybody down, but I'm indeed happy that it wasn't just a talk shop, it wasn't just a consulting job that didn't get to anywhere. Now we've seen the result of the very, very deep hard work, that the whole team, has put together, and I think they deserve another round of applause. Thank you very much. I know that a lot of people might not be able to analyze, the report because it's a very technical report, but for industry players, I think this is the way to go. And I'm happy that Lagos is also taking this lead again. We're the very first in the country to have come up, with an integrated resource plan. And why are we going this route? You can see the two biggest distribution companies, are in Lagos. They are not sharing with any other jurisdiction. They are both, serving, the energy needs in Lagos. And we've seen it. Up until now, this thing has been centrally controlled. It's been a very difficult thing to unbundle and to, and to be able to, enter into the power sector. These will be one of the things we'll be talking about. There's been some form of privatization and liberalization, but we still need a lot more. There's a bill that is currently, with the National Assembly, specifically in the House of Representatives, that we need to make, a big case about. And gentlemen of the press, please help us to ventilate this further. We want in that bill for the honorable members of the House of Rep to call the governors or to call the subnational, the state, so that we have proper input into this bill, so that we can, finally, unbundle all of the bottlenecks in the in the power sector, so that we and they can see what our challenges are, and we can sit down together and they can bring about, a bill that is bankable, a bill that will help, private sector funding and financing into this sector, and a bill in which everybody can move at their pace. Every location, Lagos can actually, demand to analyze what their demands are and what their future demands will be. And this kind of bill will help all of us, do a good job, of our work.
With the Lagos Integrated Power Plan documents now in place, officials of the state electricity sector have their work cut out to ensure that residents and business owners have access to power.